you some basic questions. Okay, why do you think Java is called as a language? Can anyone tell me? Maybe Rashmi, do you want to give a try?
Yeah, so actually, I think because you can write codes in it, and which is used to make softwares, applications, and everything.
Okay, but why is it called a language? It could be called anything. Why is it called a language?
I can't think of this especially actually.
Anyone
I know
else?
what is
Maybe...
Java, but why it calls a language?
Okay, how about Dana?
I think it's machine learning language. So you can. I don't have any idea.
Okay.
Can I give it a try?
Sure.
Can I give it a try? I'm not really sure if I'm going on the right path, but I think if you think about Java, Java is basically putting in code. So basically you're trying to communicate. So in my head, so that's one reason I think why Java is called a language, because you're actually communicating like just you communicate to a person, but in this way, instead of speaking, you're writing a code.
Yes, that's right. So Java is called a language because you communicate with the your computer using this particular language. So when I and you speak, we speak in English, right? And that's why it's English is a language we use to communicate. Now, when you are writing the code, you are communicating with your computer and you are using Java as the language to communicate. Okay, and that's the reason it's called a language. And let me give you one more example. Now, when we both are communicating with each other, we use English as a language because there is a common language. But does it mean we can only communicate in English? We could communicate in multiple languages like French or Hindi or any different languages, right?
Right.
So in that sense, Java is not the only language. There are a couple of, not just couple, there are many more languages, right? There are .NET, there is PHP, Python, JavaScript. All these are different languages through which you can communicate with the computer, right?
Right.
So Java is just one of the language through which you can communicate. But being in the IT field, you don't say you communicate, you say you write code in Java. Similarly, you can write code in Java in .NET, you can write code in PHP, you can write code in JavaScript. There are many other languages. Okay. Now comes the question, why do we really need to learn Java when there are so many other languages? Right? Of course, you need to know that, right?
Yeah.
So
because it's mostly used language, like.
Very good. The same way why we both are communicating in English, because that is most widely used, right? Similarly, Java is one of the most widely used languages in the IT industry. So in that sense, if you learn Java, you can do most of the stuffs. Am I clear, team? Are you getting me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, keeping this in mind, now our intention was to make you a QA automation engineer, right?
Yeah.
By the end of the course, you all are expected to be a QA automation engineer architect, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Now, with that in mind, why are we starting with Java? We are starting with Java because for QA automation, we would be learning few key things like something called as a Selenium. It is an automation tool. Okay, so you would do automation in Selenium using Java.
Okay.
All right. Now, let me give you some overview of this. Okay. Now, what exactly is automation? Tell me. Anyone? Maybe Sandhya? Sandhya, can you hear me? I think you're on mute.
Yes, Vinod.
Yes. So can you tell me what is automation?
It is a kind of testing, but it is automated testing by using test scripts.
Very good. So, just for others' reference, I'm repeating this. Okay. So basically, why do we need testing? Can someone tell me? Maybe Bimal, can you tell me why do we need testing?
Yeah, of course, because for any program or application, before going in production, you need to know if all functionalities, all features are how they are supposed to behave. So that's the big thing.
Okay. So yeah, as I said, as Bimal said, yes, that is one of the reasons. Now, let's say, for example, Amazon. Okay, Amazon is a company which is into e-retail, right? Rashmi, can you interact with me?
Yeah, I can interact with you.
Yeah. So Rashmi, as I was saying, Amazon is a company which is doing e-retail stuffs, correct?
Okay, yeah.
Now, let's say if they hire people like you for doing their QA automation, that incurs a lot of cost. Am I right? They need to pay,
Yeah.
let's say, for a company like Amazon would be having a huge count of people. Maybe it could be in at least in few thousands of automation engineers in Amazon, directly or indirectly. But there will be thousands of people, it could be maybe in 10 or 15,000 people working as a QA automation engineer in Amazon, right?
Yeah.
It is quite possible. Now imagine so many people working in Amazon, how much cost would it incur for them to run the business? Should be huge, right?
Yeah, it will be huge, yes.
So the budget for it could be maybe in few millions or maybe 30-40 million a year, or even much more than that, right? It could be close to maybe a few hundred millions, right?
Yeah,
Maybe 100 or 120 million also it could, who knows, right? Because running up 15,000 or few thousand QA automation engineers, it would cost so much for the company, right? Then why do you really think they do it? In spite of so much of expenses, why do you think the company runs it?
Because before any application goes in the market, they need to test if it works or not, if it's successful, it has any fault, or so they need QA.
They can do it with hardly maybe 5-10 people, or right? Why do you need such a big force of people?
The automation is fast, like
not really.
Because they can lose lots of, if something goes wrong, they can lose lots
Very
of.
good. That's right. That's absolutely right. So that's because Amazon is a company which is making revenue in billions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
And everything is through their website or their portal. It is completely online.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine if it is, it would be making a business of almost few $1 million every day, right? Imagine if something goes wrong and if Amazon is not available for a day, or maybe even for few hours, it would be a huge revenue loss.
Yeah, they lose a lot of money.
Yeah, they lose a lot of money. And not just that, imagine there is a loophole. Let's say someone is able to purchase without even paying. That would be even worse, right?
Yeah.
They would end up into so much of loss. And let's say there is some security issue, it's still another loss, right? That way. And
Right.
if there is a downtime, then maybe Amazon will look, I mean, the customers will lose trust in Amazon, right?
Yeah.
So this way, there is a huge impact on people, I mean, on the company when there is an issue in their product, right?
Right.
So for that reason, every small issue in the product is has to be taken with utmost priority, and it has to be perfect. Okay, and
Yes.
to make it perfect, it is the role of a QA automation engineer. I mean QA engineer, quality analyst. Okay, and that would be
Right.
your role, right? Now,
Yeah.
yeah. So just give me 1 minute. Pooja, can you hear me? Pooja? Hello, Pooja, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, hi. I can hear you, Pooja.
Yeah, hi.
So, Pooja, hi. I'm myself Vinod. So, welcome to the classroom, and yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, as we were discussing, so you understood what is the purpose of a QA automation engineer, QA engineer, basically, right?
Yes. Yes.
Now, tell me, Sandhya, um, what is automation and why do we need it? Anyone? Rashmi, Sandhya, Pooja, anyone?
So what I know is like to test an application when you write a code as a QA and then test the application. This is automation.
That's right. That is automation. But why do we need to automate?
Because if you do manually, it will take a lot of time because you have to write every time and then get the result. But in automation, you can test like thousands of codes together.
Yes, but yes, to some extent, yes, that is correct. But let me tell you the real reason. Okay. Now, let's say you want to test, there is a login page. You have a login page for Amazon. Okay. And you want to test it. And if you are doing the testing on this login page, people, please mute yourself if you're not speaking. Okay. So there's no background noise. Yeah. Thank you. So as I was saying, so let's say you're considering testing a login page. Okay. Manually, if you do the testing, hardly you may need maybe 5 minutes time to test it, correct? Or maybe 15 minutes based on how much of testing you need to do, right? Now, let me tell you, if you are writing an automation script to do this, right? Just to create the automation script for this login page, you will need at least 4 hours. Just to write it. Then why does it really make sense? Something which can be tested in 15 minutes. Do you need to write a script or a code to perform it automatically, which takes almost like 4 hours to develop?
I think it makes sense because when you make a human interaction just manually, you cannot process same process as automation. For example, you cannot log in maybe 1,000 people in a one time, in a 1 millisecond at the same moment with one human interaction. So you need automation in some case to generate maybe 10,000 login issues, 10,000 test case in the same moment, and it makes sense. Right?
So yeah, to some extent, yeah, that is correct. So let me repeat what Bimal said here. But before that, I'll give you another important information. Okay. So automation is needed because, okay, now you may test the login page in maybe 15 minutes, no issues. Okay. But in your product, there will be thousands of different features. For example, in Amazon, There are thousands of features. You have a cart to which you can add, delete, update, and you have some offers going on, some sales, and then you have limit on the addition. Maybe particular item you can add only 10 times, or you have your address being managed there. You can have hundreds of addresses in your account. Then you have your credit card information stored there. Then you have different categories of products, and same product being sold by multiple vendors, and some vendors having some location restrictions. There are thousands of things within Amazon, right? Small stuff.
Yeah.
So each of these stuffs individually can have lots and lots of scenarios, right? And the worst part is, now the developer who is developing this, okay, do you think he will do 100% testing? He will just develop it and he'll give.
Yeah.
Okay. The second thing is, every time he develops, you are not sure whether something which was already working, is it still working or not? Who knows? Maybe the requirement was like to support, let's say, you are logging into Amazon, and you have a new feature, let's say, maybe chat inside Amazon, where if you're looking into a particular laptop, team, can you please mute yourself, everyone? Thank you. Yeah. So as I was saying, let's consider there is a chat application where you can discuss among customers. So let's say I am looking into a laptop and you are also looking into a laptop. We both can chat about the features of the laptop and discuss. Let's say if there is a new feature like that. Okay. And in such a feature, of course, this feature was not available in day one for Amazon. So this was developed on something, right? Now, when this was developed, you don't just test this particular feature. You need to test the whole product from the scratch, right? Who knows? Just because of this addition, the login itself may not be happening, or maybe the laptop is no more. It's not possible to add the laptop into a cart just because of this feature. Things like that could happen, right? Sandhya? Rashmi, sorry. Yeah. Rashmi?
Yeah.
So like this, things can go wrong, right? So you really need to test each and every feature whenever something changes in the product, right? And in this fast-paced world, okay, every product, they come up with something new or some improvements in the product every couple of weeks, or every 1 month, once in a month, or maybe twice in a week also. It depends, but they keep often upgrading all the products, correct? Amazon keeps doing some of the other improvements.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So now let's consider you have a release every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks you have one release. Okay. Now within this 2 weeks, let's say you need to test all of the test cases. So for a product like Amazon, definitely you will have thousands and thousands of test cases, at least 20,000, at least 20,000 different test cases. Okay, so that means 20,000 different test scenarios. Now imagine humanly someone sitting there and testing all these 20,000 test cases one by one. Do you think it is literally possible? Yes, it is possible, but it will take months to get.
But
right? So it is not possible to release product in a timely manner. That is point number one. Secondly, when you do this testing humanly, what is the chances of human errors? At least 5 to 10% there will be chances that the person who is doing the testing may miss out something, right?
Yeah.
So keeping all this in mind, if you write an automation script to do the same task, things becomes much easier, right? So you can just automate the script and it will do all the testing. That means you just click of a button, all your product will be tested and certified that yes, all these features are working fine. So let's say tomorrow there is a release in Amazon. You have an automation script that will run 20,000 test cases. So it will automatically log in, automatically add something to the cart, automatically check the price, automatically it will do some corrections here and there. It will do all the scenarios and it will give you a report telling that yes, all your test cases are passed, the product is of standard quality, you can release the product. That is automation testing, right?
So I have a question regarding this.
Yeah.
So if a tester is doing testing like maybe in Amazon and the old application are tested, so they will keep everything data for future. So every time the new feature is coming, so you have already like, okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. So one thing, you don't do testing on the final production product. Okay, every company will have multiple versions of the product. These are called different environments. Okay, you have development environment, you have testing environment. Within testing environment, you may have something called as a QA1 environment, QA2 environment, QA3 environment. Okay, so these may have different versions of the product. So all your testing you're doing, you will be doing in the QA environment. Okay, you don't want to log in into, I mean, for the testing purpose, you don't want to do some dummy record entry into the final product. Doing testing by adding a laptop into the cart and purchasing it. That is your test case for Amazon. So you don't want to buy a real laptop just for testing, right? So you would be doing it in the QA environment with restricted details, right? So all those things we'll have a look at it later. But you get the point, right? Why we really need automation.
Yeah.
Okay. So even though a test case that is going to take just 15 minutes to test, to write the automation, it may take 4 hours or even 8 hours. That is something which can be manually tested in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Is you will write an automation script that will take 4 to 8 hours. Still, you go do the automation because this is a repetitive process. Every 2 weeks or every week, you keep doing the same testing. So if it was a manual testing, you need to keep doing the manual testing again and again and again. But if there is a fast pace, you need to keep releasing new releases every now and then. If you automate it once, you just run the code and it will automatically do everything. Right?
Okay.
So that is the whole purpose of automation. Okay. Now coming back to our Java, right? Now I told you, in order to do automation, we will need to learn Java. That is because now automation is done by the computer, right? And how does it do the automation? You give the instructions on how to do the automation. Correct?
Right.
How do you give instructions? So let's say you want to log in into a page. That is, let's say you want to log in into Amazon and you want to purchase a laptop. This is your test case, right? So first you would instruct your computer to open Google Chrome. Okay. Then you would instruct it to open Amazon.com. Then you would instruct it to click on the login button. Then you would instruct the computer to enter the username, then enter the password, then click on the login button. Then you would instruct search for Dell laptop. Then you would instruct it to click on the first laptop, whatever appears there, and you would request it to click on the add to cart button. Then in the same lines, till you do the whole complete purchase. You will do step by step by step. Am I right?
Right.
So all these things, how do you tell the computer to do it? You tell it via some code. That is the instruction.
Yes.
So as I told you, Java is just a language which you use to instruct the computer to write code. I mean, it's a language you use to write code. By writing code, what do you mean? You are instructing the computer to do certain activities, right? So
Right.
let's say I mean, to do all this automation, you write a Java code. This is the whole purpose. All right.
Oh,
So in order for you to do all this stuffs, you really need to learn Java. Are you getting this, team?
yes.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So the whole idea here is, in order for you to become an automation engineer, you need to know Java, because Java is the language you use to write automation scripts in Selenium. Clear?
Clear.
Now,
Yeah.
is Java used only to write automation scripts? No, of course not. You can do a lot of stuff with Java, right? Applications are developed with Java, right? And you can write backend application, you can write front-end application, you can write Windows application, you can write security related network stuffs with Java. So a lot of things you can do with Java, right? So basically Java is just a language which you use to write code. And for automation, the most widely used language is Java with Selenium.
Okay.
Everyone? So now you understood why you need to learn Java. All right? Now,
Yes. Yeah.
Java is, okay. Do you have any questions, Tim?
Yeah, one question. Selenium is
Yeah.
a tool or it's the IDE?
Yeah, we'll come to that. We'll come to that. I'll give you a lot of those informations. Okay, but let's go step by step. Yeah. So next, what you really need to understand is, now you have understood what is the purpose of Java. Now, Java is actually very wide, and a lot of things are there into Java. Right? As I told you, Java has application development, web development, network development, backend applications can be written, APIs, microservices, cloud, a lot of things can be written with Java. Right?
Right.
Now, do you really need to know all of this? Of course, no. Okay. So you don't need to know the whole of Java. Okay. You will need to know only very limited amount of Java. Okay. So that is the reason why we tell you that even though you don't have any knowledge on Java as of now, you still can do automation with Selenium. Java is very big. Okay. You can spend 10 years, 20 years in Java and still don't know completely. It is so much. Okay. Then imagine how would you pick up Java and do your automation in just maybe a span of 2 or 3 months. It is very simple. You need to know only very little of Java to do the automation, and we'll be telling you only those. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So you don't need to know the complete Java. The basics of Java, if you know, that is more than enough. Okay, and those basics of Java will be covering. All right. So because we are not covering the whole thing, you may have a lot of questions. But whenever I tell you that,
lot of
you
can you please?
Sorry, Sandhya, Rashmi, can you please mute? Yeah. Is it okay now, Sandhya?
No, Vinod. A lot of disturbance is coming from backside. Now it's okay.
Yeah. So Rashmi, I think you'll have to mute. So Sandhya, maybe you can interact with me. Yeah. So as I was saying, there is a lot of things into Java, and we will be covering only that is necessary to do the automation. Only the part that is necessary to do automation. So you may come across a lot of questions for which I may say that please ignore this for now. You don't need it. Okay. I may keep repeating this. So you just have to stick to the point, because you know Java is very vast, and if we dig deep into it, there is a lot of things you will need to know. I mean, lot of things to learn, but those things are not needed. When I say it is not needed, it is not needed for you as a QA automation engineer. As a developer, yes, you may need it, but we are looking to be a QA automation engineer, and for that you may not need it.
Right.
Clear? So
Yeah.
with that in mind, let's start off with some Java basics. Okay, shall we?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. So what I'll do now? Yeah, Bimal.
We talked about earlier. You talked about earlier like things like regression testing. And in the regression testing,
Bimal, I'm sorry to interrupt. Bimal, I think your audio is not very clear.
okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
you can come. Yeah.
Is it clear now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay. Yeah, we talked about the testing earlier about automation, and it seems like you regression testing. Is the regression testing is all automated, or there is also manual testing in the regression testing?
Yes, you have both. You have manual and okay. Now, what is automation testing and what is manual testing? Can you tell me?
Yeah, based on the definition you gave us earlier, automation testing is something you do with Java and the Selenium, and you run the code. And manual testing is probably with human interaction, like typing in the every test script and typing the like login page and stuff like that, one by
Yes,
one.
that's absolutely right. So whatever you do to test the applications. So let's consider Amazon is our application. So you will just click on things and do some testing. That is manual testing. And if you're writing automation script, the same clicking action, the same drag and drop, all those actions, whatever you're manually doing, the same thing can be automated. That is the whole idea.
Okay.
Okay. Now, coming to your question about regression testing. Now, we'll learn what is regression testing on a later date. But the whole idea here, what you need to understand is manual testing or the automation testing, you are doing the same thing.
Okay.
It's not two different steps. It is not two different steps. Now, then what is the difference? The only difference is manual thing is done by someone sitting in front of the computer manually. Automation, the same testing is done by the computer. So let's say you're doing the manual testing. How would you do the manual testing? You yourself will open the Chrome browser. You will type in Amazon.com. Then you will click on this particular button, and then you will type in username, password, and click on the login button. Then you will go search for something, and you will add it to the cart. Then you check out. Then you purchase, and you complete the process. This is what you do manually, right?
Yeah.
Each and every step what I told now can be automated. That automatically you can open Chrome, automatically you can open the URL in the Chrome, automatically it can click on the button, automatically it can type the username, automatically it can type the password. That is automation.
Okay. So basically you will build
testing. Yeah.
You will make a yes, sure. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you just automate the manual process. That is what is automation testing. So any testing you do, it is still the same, be it automation or be it manual. Just doing it automatically is automation testing. Or if you sit in front of the computer and do it manually, that is manual testing.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Okay, then coming back, Pooja, am I making some sense? Are you able to get what I mean here, Pooja?
Yes, I'm able to understand as of now.
Okay, all right. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, so let's continue. So Sandhya, would you like to interact with me for this?
Yes, Vinod.
Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen. Okay, just let me know once you can see my screen. Okay, now the first thing I want you to know is I will be using Mac for today's classroom, or for a couple of days at least. Okay, but I'll tell you in Windows how to do it. It's the same thing, not much different. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a minute. Give me a minute. Give me 1 minute, team. It started. So team, I will be using Mac as I already told you. Okay, but you can do the same stuffs in Windows, and I'll tell you how to do each and every step. Okay,
Okay.
and if you're not able to get me, you can stop me and ask me how to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, is that okay, everyone? All right, so let me share my screen. So first, I'll be opening application called TextEdit. In your case, it would be Notepad. Okay, in Windows, you'll be opening a Notepad. I assume everyone knows what is a Notepad, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'll be doing is I will be going to a particular location. Okay, I go to a particular location in my computer, and in a folder called demo1, you can name it anything, but I'm just creating a new document.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm just going to save the document as
Vinod,
I'm
maybe.
sorry,
Vinod, I can't see.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
How about now?
yes.
Yeah, now it's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I have a text file, and I'm just doing a save, and I'm going to name this as maybe start.java. Okay, and I'm going to save this. All right.
Did you choose any folder from your computer or?
Yes, I've chosen a folder. I have chosen a folder.
Oh.
Okay, and you can see here it is start.java, and unfortunately it is coming like this for me. So what I'll do, I'll just rename this file and remove the extension and all that, and I want this file name to be start.java. Okay, you see this here now?
Yeah.
So this is our start.java. So I'm going to open with it my notepad. So this is my notepad. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes.
So basically all I did was I just
Can you
repeat
repeat
again
it
because
again?
sorry, I didn't get you.
Can
Can
you
you
repeat
repeat
it
that?
again because I
Sure, I'll
I
repeat
didn't
it.
get it.
Hold on. Yeah, all I did was I just opened a folder, created a file inside the folder, named the file as start.java. That's all, nothing else. And I opened the file in a notepad. Yeah.
Okay.
The folder can be created anywhere on the desktop too.
Anywhere. It doesn't matter. Clear?
Okay, let me.
Yeah. So you can
Give me a
do
second.
it.
1 minute.
No, hold on. Let me complete it. Then you can do it. Okay. Don't do it parallelly. Hold on for a few minutes. I'll give you the time. Then you can do it. All right. Are we good, team? Can I proceed?
Yes.
Okay. So I created a file called start.java. So why did I name it as .java? Because only if I name a file as .java, it becomes a Java file. Just like how .doc means it's a document file for Microsoft Office, and .xls means it's an Excel file, and .txt means it's a text file. Similarly, .java means it's a Java file.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Everyone? Yeah. So now we have a very simple Java file. Now I will write a small code in this. Okay. Now my intention is I want to do a very simple application that will print my name. Okay. So I'll write a small code in this. Okay. I'll just say class, maybe a demo. Okay. And inside this, I just open brace and close brace. Inside this, I'll write public static void main string args. Okay. And inside this, I think the font is very small, so let me increase the font. Give me a minute. Okay, are you able to see the font now better?
Yes.
Okay, so inside this, I'm gonna say public static void main. Here I'll say system dot out dot println. I'll say my name is Vinod. Okay, and I save this file. Okay, it is saving as .rtf again. That is because it's a RTF application, but we'll rename it later. It's a text file, so it is renaming. But we'll correct it later. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So as I said, what we did was we just created a folder. Inside a folder, we created a file, and we named the file as demo.java. And inside that file, we wrote maybe 3-4 lines of code. That's all we did. Right. Now we are trying to run this code now. Because this is a Java code, we need to run this Java code. Right. Now I'm going to teach you how to run this code. All right. Now, what is inside the code? I'll explain this later. But just assume we have written 3 lines of code, and now we are going to run this code. Okay. Now, how are we going to run it? We are going to run it with the command prompt. In case of Mac, it is a terminal. In case of Windows, it is a command prompt. Okay. So in the command prompt, first of all, you need to have Java installed on your PC. And I believe yesterday Mithun would have helped you to install Java, right?
Right. Yeah, we install it.
Yeah. So if you have Java, in your command prompt, when you say Java minus version, it will give you what is the version of Java you have on your system.
Right.
Okay. If in case if you're not able to execute this code, that means Java is not installed on your computer.
Right.
Okay. Now, if you don't have Java on your computer, you cannot run the Java code. Simple.
Yeah.
If you have Java on your computer, you can run Java code. Simple. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
how do you run this Java code? The first thing you need to do is Java code has to be compiled.
Okay.
Okay. Compile is a process where you do some verification whether your code is correct or is there any error or anything like that. Okay. So for that, the command you'll use is Java C.
Okay.
Space name of the file, or basically the path of the file. So I don't want to manually type all the path. So what I'll do, I'll just drag the file and drop it into my command prompt.
The same thing applies in Windows or?
Yes, it applies. You just drag the file and drop it. It will give the whole path. In your case, it will be C colon wherever your file is. In my case, it is Mac, so it is like coming like this.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the whole command is Java C followed by the path of the file. Clear?
Yeah.
So what is this telling? It is just Java C stands for compiling. So we are compiling the file we created. That is the whole process. That's all.
Okay.
Did you get what I meant? So we created a file and we are compiling the file.
Yeah.
So when I press enter, there is 67 errors. I did something wrong. Let me just check what is wrong. Give me a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So let me go back to my notepad. So are you able to see my notepad?
Yes, Vinod.
Okay, I'm just going to paste this thing. My name is Vinod. Okay. I'll come back to what was wrong and all that, but
I
for
think
now,
there
just
is. Yeah.
I gave proper spacing and quotes and everything. Okay, let me try this again. Okay, I just save this and now let me switch back to terminal. Give me a minute. Okay.
Hey, Vinod, the spacing was one of my questions. Like, I
We'll
was
come
just
back to the
wondering.
questions. Hold on.
Okay.
Don't ask any questions right now. Just give me 10-15 minutes, then you can ask me questions.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just verifying if everything is fine. One more minute. Just making sure is if the file name is .demo.java, and yes, it is. And now let me rerun the same command.
Okay.
Okay, same command. No. Something is really strange.
Yeah. That is
Everything is fine.
standard Java code, right? Published tag
Yeah, it is a
system.
standard code. I know what is wrong. Okay. Maybe I'm doing something wrong in here. I'll do one thing. Um, do you have does anyone of you have TeamViewer installed on your system?
TeamViewer.
Yeah.
Yes, I have on my tab.
So sorry, I just started the recording now. So let me repeat this. So right now you're seeing Vimal system, and in this I have a folder in which I have a file called demo.java. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to edit this file. That would open the file in a notepad. I hope you are able to see the notepad now, right?
Yes, we can.
Now in this, I'll just type in the code. Give me a minute. Let me copy the code from my system and then just paste it there. Okay, maybe I'll have to give me a minute. Okay. And in here, I'll just type in the code. My name is. Oh, sorry. I by mistake opened something else. So save. Okay. Now you can see I've saved the file. All right. Team, so far is everything clear?
Yes, Vinod.
I'll just close this file. And here in his command prompt, the first thing I'll do is java minus version, just to check if Java is installed. Yes, he has Java installed. Next, I would do Java C space drag and drop the file. So this is the file. I'm going to drag and drop it here. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to press enter. Java C is not recognized. So how did you install Java? Can you tell me, Vimal?
We installed yesterday through, I think the process I went with Mithun. What do you mean? How did I install? We install it.
Did you install something called as JDE,
Yeah,
JRE?
yeah. The first thing we installed from JDK from Oracle, and then we install Eclipse. And when we finish to install JDK from Oracle, then we configure some system. And so I think I don't know exactly, but we went through Mithun, whatever he said.
Okay, so maybe I'll do one thing. I'll just search for environment variables. I believe you set the environment variables yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Java home is this one.
Yeah, that's the one we did. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me. Mithun, are you with me here? Mithun, can you hear me?
Yes, Vinod.
Mithun, why is the JD not available here?
You are checking in the wrong folder, Vinod. So you need to check it in program.
So on Vimal system, we had Java not properly configured. So there were some mistakes. So I'll just point out the mistakes. Okay. So first, in environment variables, you need to have Java home declared in this under the system variables. Okay. And the path needs to be C program files Java JDK folder. Okay. And there will be another thing called path inside the system variables, which you double click, you'll find a lot of paths here. You just click new, and in the last line, you can add this path with a /bin. Okay, that is nothing but this particular folder. See this? Where you have Java C and all this, all these exes.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you configure this, then your system is ready to run Java.
Okay.
Okay, and this is just a one-time operation. No need to worry about anything else. Okay, once if you set it, you're all good. This is just a one-time installation step. Clear?
Yeah.
Now, going back to our previous thing, Vimal, can you take me to the previous folder? Yeah. So we have a demo.java, and I'm going to open the command prompt now. And now, if I say Java minus version, it will give me the version. So Java is properly installed, and I can say Java C space. I can just drag this file into this thing. So this will give me Java C followed by the name of the file. And now if I press enter, hopefully no errors. There is error. Okay.
Maybe
okay. So
file path name is longer.
No. I need to. Okay. I need to name this file as the class name. So my class name starts with the D. So I'll explain this. Okay. I just have to capitalize the name of the file. So what I'll do the same thing again, Java C, and then I'll drag and drop. Let me confirm if it works, and I'll explain. Yeah, it is working. Okay, so my mistake was when I create a file, right? I'll tell you what I did. Open with, okay, not this file.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. So you see, I gave a name as demo here. Do you see this? Name of the class. This one should match with the name of the file, demo.java. So previously I had named it as small d here, and that was the error it is telling. So I gave the same name as the name of the class with the .java. Okay, and I was able to compile and no errors are here. When I do this, okay, notice a new file is created called demo.class. You see that? This we created, this got created by itself when we did Java compile. Clear?
Yes.
Now what I'll do, I'll say Java, not Java C, Java. To run the Java, we use a code Java, and we drag and drop the class file.
Okay.
Enter. For find or load main class. I'm doing a lot of mistakes today. Give me a minute.
Vinod.
Yeah.
This is very perfect. Just give Java and class thing. Java demo, it will work.
Oh yeah. For that I need to be, okay, hold on. Okay. So team, one more mistake, I'll tell you what it is. Now, I'm running command prompts from some other location. Okay, let me show you to you. When I run command prompt, it is running in C users HP, right? And my file is in a different location. So what I'll do, one simple step, I'll close my command prompt. Instead of opening command prompt from here, I'll click on this path here. Here, let me type CMD and press enter. This will open command prompt in this particular folder. Do you see this? Now the path is matching with the path of my folder. Do you see that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I can say Java space just the demo. Demo is the name of my class file. And now if I run this, see, my name is Vinod. Do you see that?
Yes.
Now right click, edit. Let me change this to maybe I love dogs, something. I'll just save this file. Okay. Now, because I have changed my code, I will have to recompile. So Java C demo.java, that is the name of the file. Again, enter. So it will overwrite, recreate my class file, Java and demo. See, I love dogs. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just give you a small recap. Okay, no questions. Hold on with the questions. Now, first thing, we understood why we need to learn Java, right? Now, to do a simple Java project, we created a file, okay, and named that file as demo.java and wrote 3-4 lines of code into it. Okay, hold on, yeah. So we wrote 3-4 lines of code into it. Then we ran a command called Java C to compile the Java file. And as soon as we compile it, it will create a demo.class file. That is a class file. And to run this demo project, we did Java space name of the class file. And when we run that, whatever code we had written, it executed that. Correct? Team?
Yeah.
Yes, Vinod.
Now you can ask me that even after this 15 years of experience, why did I do so many mistakes today? Right? Right? That is literally because this is not the easiest way of doing it. Okay, this is the basic way of doing it. Okay, and writing a code in a notepad is not a simple thing. Okay, and you really need to be very careful. So yes, writing Java code is not difficult like we did today. It is pretty simple. Okay, now I'll show you a simpler way of doing it. Now you saw how we did it using a notepad and a command prompt, right?
Yeah.
You need to know this because creating no questions now. Okay? Just give me 10 more minutes. Yeah. So you need to just understand that creating a Java project and running it is possible with just a notepad and a command prompt. That's all. But will you do it on a day-to-day basis? No, of course not. Because doing it with a notepad and running it on a command prompt is not so easy. I mean, I wouldn't say easy, I would say it's not convenient.
Right.
Do you agree? It's not a convenient thing. So now let's see how to do it even much easier. Shall we? What is the best way to do it? For that, we will use a tool called Eclipse, which I believe was installed to you yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Eclipse is a tool which will help to create and run a Java project. Clear? It is just a tool which will help and create and run a Java project. Does it mean that you really need to have Eclipse on your system? No, it is not a must. But if you have it, your life is easy. Okay. Now, as good as telling that, do you really need a laptop to do a video conference call? No, you can do it with mobile also, right? So there are multiple ways of creating and running a Java project. The simplest one is with a notepad and command prompt. No need to do much installations, right? But okay, team, can you all mute? There is some background noise. Yeah. So as I was saying, sorry, I'm not sure where is the background noise coming. All right. So hold on. Okay. So what we did was we just used notepad and a command prompt, and we were able to run a Java project. But now we will see how to do it in Eclipse and how it is easier in Eclipse. Shall we?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me open my Eclipse. The first time I open it will ask me for a folder like this where you want to save your code. I'll just say this folder is fine, I assume, and I'll just launch it. Okay. Now this will take a few seconds, and it will open up Eclipse. Now understand, Eclipse is optional. You don't need to do it. I mean, you can do it without Eclipse also, I mean. But Eclipse makes your life easy, so it makes sense to use Eclipse. Clear? Everyone?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Now with Eclipse, we will do the exact same operation, but just observe how easy it is. Okay. I believe he has done it already, but let me start from the scratch. So when you open Eclipse, you will probably find everything blank. Okay. And even on the left side, he has created demo, but for you, it may be blank when you open it for the first time. Clear, team, everyone? Now from there, I'll tell you how to create a new project. So the first thing you'll do is File, New Project or Java project. Do you see this option? Okay.
Yes.
So when you say File, New Java project, this will open up a Java project. Okay. Just ignore whatever is here, all the options. Just give it a name. So because Bimal has a demo project, I'm going to name it as demo 1. Okay. If you don't have demo 1, you can just name it as demo or anything. you can just give a project a name. Okay, so demo one is created. Inside demo one, when you expand it, you can see few things here. In that there is a SRC folder, right?
Okay. Yeah.
SRC stands for source. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just right click on this, create new, say class, and here I'll say my class name is maybe start. Okay, and there is one checkbox which says public static void main. Do you see this here?
Yes.
I
Yes.
click this here to OK, and I'll say finish. So
Okay.
see, the code is already typed for me. I didn't do anything. Okay, and here I'm going to do SYSO. SYSO stands for system out. Okay, and when I press control space, hold on, something is
Yes.
wrong.
Yes, Vinod, we are unable to hear you.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, something is wrong here. Okay, I'll come to that later. I'll just say system, what is the same thing, SYS system dot out dot print line, print ln. Okay, and inside that I'll say my name is Bimal in this case. Okay, and
Yeah.
I'll save the file. And to run this code, I don't need to do any command prompt or any circus. You see there is a green button here which says play, run, start Java. Just click that. See, my name is Bimal is already here. I don't need to do all the compile, and I mean, of course, behind the scene, it is doing the console, compile, and it is using the Java command to run it. All the class files are created, but for me, it was easy,
Right.
right? So let
Yeah.
me redo this. Okay, I'll just close this. I'll say file, new Java project, give it a name. Maybe I'll name it as demo2. Enter. Now inside the demo2, I'll right click here, new class file. Maybe I'll say demo start or any name I can give. And I'll click this checkbox which says public static void main, finish. Okay, this will give me this code. And inside this, I'll just say system dot out dot print ln, and inside that I can say hi, how are you, save this file, run this command, and here, hi, how are you. That's all. It's so simple.
Yeah.
Okay, now just to prove the point, what I'll do, I'll right click on my file and I'll say open, or sorry, show in System Explorer. What that basically does is it is going to open this folder. Remember, we used this particular folder to team. There is some background noise. Please mute. Bimal, can you please mute yourself?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So as I was saying, yeah, Bimal, I think you need to mute. Okay. So team, as I was saying, you could see that I am able to create a folder. I used Eclipse to create a project. What did that do? It created a folder, which we did manually before, correct? Inside
right.
this, it created all these folder structures, which we didn't do it before, but we had to. Then it created a SRC folder inside which we did demo start.java, right?
Yeah.
So you can see behind the scene, that is what is really happening, what we did before. But Eclipse is making things much simpler for you.
Right.
Okay. And let's say if I do some mistake here. So let's say I forget a dot here, or let's say I forget system.out. I just put system.ou instead of system.out. Okay. When I save this and when I try to run this, it will give me error. It will tell, see, there is an error. It will tell that OU cannot be resolved.
Yeah.
So, and it is highlighting in the red color here, telling that something is wrong here. So it also gives me a help telling change this to out. So just by clicking, it changes back to out.
Okay.
Right? So
Yeah.
Eclipse is giving some extra steps to you to make everything easy for you to create a Java project.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So on a day-to-day basis, hold on. On a day-to-day basis, you really don't use a notepad or a command prompt to create a Java project. All you do is open your Eclipse, start typing your code.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
So all we did was we created a Java file and we started writing our Java code, and we click on the play button and it just works.
Right.
Let me repeat one more time before taking questions. So I'm going to do file, new Java project, or you can use the first icon here, which says new project, and just say Java project and give it a name. Let me name demo 3 or something. And inside demo 3, inside the SRC, I'll just right click, new class, and I'll say maybe entry, and I'll just say public static void main finish, and in here I'll just say system dot out dot print line. Okay.
Yeah.
And inside that I'll just say my name is Vinod. You. I'll just type some string, save this, and click on this play button. It will just print, hi, my name is Vinod, how are you? Clear?
Yes.
So we created a Java project and we just gave it a command to print this statement. That's all we did. We created a simple Java project and we told print this line. That's all. That was the command we gave, and it is perfectly printing the line. This is the simplest Java project you can create.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Everybody clear? Now you can ask questions.
Yeah, Vinod, just one question, not question, more like, so which one would you suggest is better for learning, and practicing on Eclipse, or manually going on the terminal or the console and practicing? So which one do you think? Sorry?
I already addressed this, right? I already addressed this. I told you, yes, behind the scene, it is actually using the terminal command prompt to do all this. Okay, can you please mute? There is a background noise. Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, as I already addressed, this behind the scene, Eclipse is using command prompt to run it. But it just gives you a simple interface for you to create a Java project easily.
Okay.
If something goes wrong, you can easily correct it. But if you're using Notepad and all those things, it makes things a little bit difficult. Difficult as in not difficult in the way like difficult to do it. It is difficult to maybe like number of steps you need to perform is more.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then
it is difficult to manage it. In Eclipse, it is easy to manage.
And then I had another question. Is there any specific logic on where you should be spacing? Like, while you were showing it was Java space.
Yes, all those things will tell you. I'll tell you. Okay.
Okay.
But now, before coming to the code, okay, this you really need to understand. I mean, before coming to the code, did you understand the whole process? What we did?
Yesterday, everything, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, today whatever we did regarding the process, like how did we create a Java project? How did we run it? Is that part clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let's take a short break. Okay, and maybe 10 minutes break, and I want